On today's Daily Slab, we are going to be talking about Damian Lillard's big night, as well as a little bit of information I dug into to help you with your collecting, investing journey, specifically into baseball prospects. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's Daily Slab. Welcome everyone to the Daily Slab. I am Nate, and our trender for today is Damian Lillard. Now, we just covered Damian Lillard about a month ago, right here, on the trender section of the Daily Slab, and that was because he had scored his 60th point, or his fourth 60-point game in his career. An impressive mark that tied him with Michael Jordan and James Harden for third all-time. If you thought to yourself at that moment, we're probably going to be talking about Damian Lillard again for scoring another 60-plus point game, I would have thought you were lying by the time the season was done, and yet here we are, a month and like a day later, and Damian Lillard has done it again, scoring 71 points in an NBA game, tying Donovan Mitchell for the league lead this year in points in a game, setting himself up for third place all time with 5 60-plus point games, and a new career high for him, and the 8th 70-point game in NBA history. So Damian Lillard has had an insanely hot month. Just a crazy month if you can say to yourself, in one calendar month and a few days, you had 2 different 60-plus point games. That is crazy. And while the Trailblazers haven't been great in that month, they are only 1 game above 500. They are currently 11th in the West. 1 game out of both like 8th place and 1 game out of 13th place. So there's a bit of concern there on which way they could go, and they're going to need Damian Lillard to keep it up. But despite the Trailblazers' record, and despite their poor play, Damian Lillard has been amazing, and his cards have been on the move. In fact, his 2012 Prism Base PSA 10, Prism Base, kind of blah nowadays, well, that is up 36% in the last 3 months, which is pretty stinking good, all things considered. And we'll see where it goes from here. Of course, the Trailblazers probably going to have to make the playoffs for it to keep going up. But if Damian Lillard has anything to say about it, they will, because he will likely have to keep putting up amazing games like this for them to make it. In what's happening, I did some research for you guys and for myself. But I did some research in the FanGraphs Top-100, and I took 2022 FanGraphs Top-100 preseason and the 2023 FanGraphs Top-100 preseason, and I put them together, and then I looked at the top 50, and I saw where the players ranked last year to this year, just to see what I could find out. And here is what I found out. There were 20 different players in the top 50 that were not ranked last year. There was another 4 additional players that were drafted last year, so they also weren't ranked, but they weren't, they weren't available to be ranked. So that's 24 players total that were not in the top 50 last year. And there was another 10 players that ranked below 50th in last year's top 100 FanGraphs list. So if you're keeping track at home, that is 34 players that were below the number 50 or lower, 51, 52, all the way to unranked. And they have all moved up into the top 50 this year. And the reason that is important, and especially the non-ranked guys, we're talking guys like Jackson Churio, Uri Perez, Andrew Painter, guys like that. These are top 10 prospects, top 20 prospects, and a lot of people say to themselves, well, I can't sell this person because I don't think I'll ever find that person again. If you're sitting on Jackson Churio and you bought in early and you say, well, I can't sell him until he hits this X price because, I don't think I'll ever find a guy like Jackson Churio again. Newsflash, they come around all the time. Now, it might not be Jackson Churio unranked to 7th in a year, position player, 18 years old, AA, right? That might not happen, but these types of things happen all the time where you can be comfortable moving on from your investment and still find somebody else the next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. First it was Juan Soto, And then it was Wander Franco and Julio Rodriguez, and then, you know, Jackson Churio and Luis Robert and all those guys. And next year it'll be somebody different, and the year after that it will be somebody different, and the year after that, and the year after that. And it will keep going, because we're talking about 34 new top 50 prospects. 34. That's crazy. And you could have invested in these guys cheap last year. Now, some of the cards weren't out, you know. Jackson Churio started getting hot before he had cards. Ellie De La Cruz was ranked 59th before he had cards, you know. So there is some, like, oh, I can't invest in that guy until he's already hot. I get that. But if you are sitting at home and you're struggling with the idea of parting with your Ellie De La Cruz, or parting with your Jackson Churio, or parting with whoever it might be, know that there's always going to be the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, because the FanGraphs Top 100 points it out. We're looking at 34 new guys in the top 100, or in the top 50 of the top 100, and it will be that way every single year. So if you're worried about it, keep this in mind next time you're looking to sell. It's okay to sell, it's okay to make money, and it's okay to move on. And lastly, we've got some breaks this week. So if you are looking to get into some Bowman Draft Sapphire breaks, yours truly, will be ripping those on the SlabStox Whatnot channel on Tuesday and Thursday. And we will be selling these boxes cheap, cheap, cheap. We're talking $225 if it's $275 on eBay type of stuff here. So if you want to get in on some cheap Sapphire, some cheap breaks, some cheap pack breaks, jump in to the SlabStox Whatnot channel at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday and Thursday to come hang out with me, talk some early spring training baseball action, and maybe get a card or two in the process. So check that out. Would mean a lot to me. Alright, thank you everyone for watching today's Daily Slab. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and the subscribe button. It helps us get this video out to more card collectors like you. That would mean a lot to me, and thank you everyone for watching. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I will talk to you guys on the next Daily Slab. See you, everyone.